I ain't drunk. I'm just drinking. But you're so high. Oh man, you know I ain't high. But you're so high. Yeah, well I just take a little sip every now and then. But you're so high. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. Oh, come on now, you all don't feel like that.
Oh, good God, the humidity. Lord have mercy, it is thicker than Bardwell's ego out there. It is just fucking foul. Anyway, hey guys, welcome back. Happy... the fuck day is it? Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Something comes up a lot. I'm seeing a reoccurring theme. Smoking hot wife. Woo! Woohoo! Oh, look at that. She made a noise. Here's what she looks like.
Don't you dare.
Smoking hot wife. Ooh. Anyway, so one of the reoccurring themes in the club, in the Patriot Blades chat, is DVR. Not necessarily DVR, because DVR is the recording. It's the FPV feed. And a lot of the guys in the club, we've been talking about this. It comes up a few times a week. And saying they have lines, they have noise, they have this, that, and whatever. And I just wanted to share with you my setup that I do on most of my birds. And I have to confess, most of the bitching and griping is coming from my brothers in other countries. Meaning the UK. So maybe it's something to do with the UK. I don't know. Something to consider, if you'll notice, if you pay reasonably close attention to summer flying versus winter flying, you will get, the higher the humidity or the dew point level is in the weather outside, the worse your transmission signal is. Have anybody noticed that? I remember last summer, summer before, I'd be flying around the yard and just wang, 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 and I'm going around the house full speed on a little tiny micro. And I'm using a dipole antenna, a 25 milliwatt transmitter, right, which I never use. And I had perfect signal, and I'm sitting on the deck having a roto twister, and I'm flying around the house, and it's just like, no problem. But then it would get humid, and it would go south of cheese, and just, yeah, not good. So humidity does play a factor. So if you have mist outside or a heavy fog, things like that can change it. I wanted to show you guys my normal setup. Hang on, let me grab my goggles. All right, this is going to be followed up with some DVR footage I took today, okay? So my normal footage, or my normal setup, my Aomway Commanders, I use a 3-turn helical. I do not use anything larger than this. I do not, and I gave up patch antennas well over a year ago. I use a 3-turn helical because the spectrum is still reasonably wide, and it's just much, much better reception than I've ever had with a patch. But I make my own helicals from Farview, best antennas in the world. Then on the other side of my goggles, I use a good old-fashioned right-handed circular polarized Farview Pagoda. Nothing fancy. The exact same builds, and I build these myself, and I build this myself. I do not buy pre-assembled antennas ever, but I do build this myself, and this is the exact same version that I build for my quads. No big deal. And like I said, I use my Commanders, nothing fancy there, and I use, here's just the quad that you're about to see the DVR footage from. This is my Campfire quad, what is this, Merlin Ace motors, and I'm using a cheap-ass VTX03 with, again, a Pagoda Farview, bam, best antennas in the world, and with my JJ Coily pigtail, okay? And I flew out in the DVR about 3/4 of a mile or so. Now, something I want you to consider, you'll see in the video coming up that there is a football field and a track ahead. I ran 2 batteries, and I recorded them both, and I'll put them up here with some music so you guys can check them out. And I flew about 3/4 of a mile away and then came back just because, 1, it's hotter than a motherfucker out, and I didn't want to go looking for my quad, and 2, I didn't want to deal with trees and whatever. So I have, realistically speaking, guys, what you're about to see is about the cheapest DVR or VTX setup pretty much you can do. I run a $6 antenna because I make them myself. I run an $11 VTX03. I run another $6 antenna on my goggles. And I think this kit, I can't remember. Is this 13 or 20 bucks? I can't remember. I don't know. But anyway, it's really cheap. But I do make it myself. And you can buy these pre-assembled, but I buy the FarView kits. I will put a link in the description where you can get the antennas in the VTX03. But I use a VTX03, 11 bucks. 2 pagodas, that's $6 a pop, so that's 12, so that's 23 bucks. And so for 30 bucks, give or take, well, not counting goggles, but, you know, I flew up. I think I did a vertical shot of, my guess is probably 500 or 600 feet, at least. I don't know. I didn't have any. I went really fucking high. It doesn't look that high in the video, but trust me, it was high. And I went about 3/4 of a mile out without any noise, without any lines. And by the way, I do not use capacitors ever on my builds. I don't blow up VTXs. I don't blow up electronics usually. And I have zero noise in my system. And I never, ever, the only bird, well, maybe, no, this one doesn't have one. My D-Day, my special quad, I put a cap on there, but it was just for looks, believe it or not. But anyway, yeah, so pretty much the cheapest system in the world. I don't think you can get much cheaper. And the second flight, the second DVR bit there, I have that bad bent antenna. That's why there's some jello and some funky in there, but yeah, this bird fly is fucking amazing. It's Cherry Bomb HGLRC F4 F60. I'm sorry, F40. Ace Merlin motors, Gem Fan props, blah 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 blah. And just a cheapo, just a normal. This is the. Oh, this is the generic. This isn't even the Foxeer, and this has nothing to do with transmission, obviously, but this isn't even a Foxeer camera. This is one of those generic, who cares? It's literally, that's what they're called, who care cameras for like 15 bucks off of Get FPV, and it actually was pretty good. But yeah, that's it. Very, very basic. You can't get much simpler than that. And yes, I do braid a lot of my motor lines. I have no noise, guys. I build tons of birds. I build more birds than a factory, literally. And I do braids, I do undersided braids, I do twists with heat shrink, and I do parallel. And every single one of those, people say, you can't do that, you can't do that, you get noise. Well, what the fuck are you supposed to do? Put a styrofoam helmet on there, or, you know, tinfoil helmet and transmit the shit through the air? Anyway, I have zero problems with batteries, zero problems with noise. Bam. And I have a lot of fucking birds. So anyway, stay tuned. Here comes up my DVR. Like I said, very cheap. And mind you, there was a huge thunderstorm coming, and it's humid as shit out. Take that into consideration. Exceptionally humid, like 200% humidity, right? And I'm flying pretty fucking far away with zero interference on a 200 milliwatt VTX. Pretty good, with no filtering. So let me know what you think in the description there. And if you think it sucks, tell me it sucks. Maybe I'm just so programmed and used to how my system looks that I think it's fine. Maybe you guys can help me out. But for my brothers in the UK, move somewhere where it doesn't suck. I don't know what to tell you. But anyway, check this out. Let me know your thoughts, kids. Have a great day and night. Keep your nice side up. Bye.